What's going on, Moon Gang? My name is Matt, and this channel is all about stocks, trading, and investing. In this video, I'll be giving an update on the public portfolio. I'll be letting you know what I'll specifically be looking for in the market tomorrow. And finally, I'll be explaining why I'm very excited for what I'm seeing in AMC Stock. But before I get into all that, don't forget to join up with the Moon Gang by hitting the subscribe button. I'm on my way to hitting 100,000 subscribers, and your help with hitting that milestone would be truly appreciated. Alrighty, let's hop into it. So as you can see on the screen now, the public portfolio took a massive hit today. In fact, when the market ended today, the account was down 34%. At one point, it was actually up as high as $2.5 thousand, and I got completely demolished. The reason for that is I had call options on CCIV, they were severely down. I had call options on Riot, I sold those, they were severely down. I have call options on Palantir, they're very much down. And what made it worse was I did have some put options on Tesla. They did phenomenal this morning. Around 9:15 this morning, they were up 286%. In the end, I sold one yesterday to cover the cost of the position. I've been swinging the other one. So granted, it is still up by $2,500, but I basically let $7,000 worth of profit disappear into the ether. I'll make sure to take a look at Tesla's chart so I can better explain what's going on with that. Other than that, I really haven't made any changes. I did buy some put options on the S&P 500, strike price of 370, expiration date of not this Friday, but next Friday, March 5th. I have 10 of them at 260. Right now I'm down 55%, but I'll explain why I did it. I still think there's a chance of them actually going into profit. I'm not saying it's a high chance, but I don't think all hope is completely lost at this moment in time. So as for tomorrow, let me switch over to the chart to explain what I'll be looking for. The first main thing I'll be looking for is to see what happens in the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is an ETF that tracks 500 of the biggest companies in the US, and this is a look at its daily chart. For quite a while, it was in this upward channel, which in the world of technical analysis is also referred to as a bear flag. You heard me right, it's called a bear flag because they commonly break downward. So granted, there were 3 times previously where it tried to break downward and the bulls pushed it right back up into it. So today when I saw that the market was opening up below it, I think I got a little overzealous and I bought these put options thinking that it would continue to sell off. But then if you were listening to Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, speak at all, he was very, very bullish on what he will do for the stock market. And I think people got pretty excited about that and they just bought the dip. I mean, at one point that was even trending on Twitter. So the market did close right above this trend line. So in terms of the overall stock market, this is what I'll be looking for tomorrow to see if it can hold in this channel. If it doesn't hold in this channel, I'm going to keep my put options on Tesla and on the S&P 500. Or if it gets back up into it, I'll cut it for a loss and then see if I could play a rebound bullish play back to the top end of this channel around the $400 price level. So that's the main thing I'll be looking in for the overall market. In terms of Tesla, Tesla's been hit pretty bad recently. I bought the put option, the 2 put options when I saw a breakdown of this trend line. I sold one at the end of the day yesterday to lock in some profits. Today we went as low as 620 and then people were buying it back up. In fact, Kathy Wood of ARK Invest said that they bought quote unquote a lot of Tesla today. So I'm interested to see in this action because there's been a lot of movement in general in the EV market. NIO is down quite a bit. You could see the sell off in NIO. Right now it's kind of in no man's land. There is resistance at 50. There's support at today's low of 42. There's more support at 40. Right now, I'm just waiting to see how that one develops. But more importantly, yesterday when the market closed, the merger between Lucid Motors and CCIV was announced. The valuation for Lucid Motors was double what people expected. And there's a great Meet Kevin video explaining why the high valuation pushed the stock down. So I'm going to refer you to that. But basically, massive, massive gap down. In terms of support, I would recommend paying close attention to 28 in terms of resistance. We're pretty close to one at 36. Eventually, I think this gap will be filled. It might take some time, but overall, my long-term thesis on CCIV is still a bullish one. I plan on holding my shares. I don't know if those call options will ever go back into the money. I have mid-March for $60. I'm not feeling the best about it, to be completely honest with you, but I'm feeling pretty good in the long term about my shares. The other big piece of news today related to Workhorse, a last mile delivery EV company. A lot of people were expecting Workhorse to be the winner of the USPS contract. It was announced today that not only did they not win it, but they didn't even get a portion of it. Instead, that all went to Oshkosh, another company that trades under the ticker OSK. That actually did pretty well today. But because, I mean, as you could see, Workhorse was down 47%, got absolutely demolished today. So I'm going to throw that on the watch list just to see if people are going to continue to panic sell it or if it's going to finally bounce. So throw that on your watch list. But just so you know, that's what happened with Workhorse. They didn't get a part of the USPS contract and it got completely demolished. All right, now let's switch gears to something a bit more positive. Let's talk about AMC. So for those of you who missed yesterday's update video, it was announced that movie theaters in New York City will be opening on March 5th at 25% capacity. Granted, this won't have a massive impact on AMC's bottom line, but overall it is bullish sentiment. It seems like we are returning to a new normal. This is good. And so I was very, very excited for AMC yesterday because I was calling for a technical breakout above 650. It got above that. And what's even better is it held today and then it tracked up to the next technical resistance at 740 and we closed above that. This is great, great technical developments. I'm very excited. As long as 740 can hold, I mean, we're seeing a nice spike. I mean, the market as a whole had a very rough day and AMC ended up gaining 17.5%. AMC was showing a lot of relative strength relative to the overall market, which is amazing. So keep that in mind. AMC is acting very, very bullish. We were able to close above this support, which became resistance at 740, 750. As long as this can hold, my next target is mainly 840. Yes, I'm expecting a little bit of a hiccup at that key psychological of $8. But just so you know, in terms of technical analysis, the main price level I will be watching is 840. I think that AMC will track up to this $8, $840 region way sooner rather than later. So make sure you're watching that in the market tomorrow. Also, in general, just so you know, I'm definitely bullish on it, but I forgot to do a quick recap on Bitcoin. Bitcoin selling off. This is the 4-hour chart on Bitcoin. Absolutely got demolished, pushed through this wedge, but it looks like it's kind of basing around 45,000, which is similar to the base that we saw in early February. I'm seeing a lot of people on social media calling for this to be a buy the dip opportunity. So I wouldn't be surprised if it just kind of cools off a bit here, maybe trades a bit sideways, and then I'm expecting Bitcoin as a whole and really most of these major cryptos to eventually start tracking back upward. So these are the main things I'll be watching for tomorrow. EV will most likely have a wild day. Make sure you're paying attention to the overall market. There was a technical breakdown, but keep your eyes on AMC. It's showing a lot of relative strength. There's quite a few things to be excited about for AMC. Overall, make sure you're minding your risk because we don't want the market to get out of hand with that technical breakdown. So please respect your own risk levels. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the Moon Gang. We do clips like this every day and we also live stream when the market's open. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and don't forget to go over to that bell icon and switch it to always so you don't miss any of those notifications. Thanks for spending a portion of your day with me. And as always, best of luck in the markets.